Come on, 49 faithful, let's get it.
Because it's 49 in mind.
We gotta do this one time for the Empire.
It's 49 in mind. It's 49 in mind.
We gotta get that brick by brick real quick.
49 in mind.
Yeah. Yo, we can't listen to them haters, man.
49 in mind.
We from the Bay.
49 in mind.
We them San Francisco 49ers.
49 in mind.
We got that red and gold blood inside us.
49 in mind.
49er Minded, what's up, everybody? How you guys doing? Sorry we had a little delay, but we're here. I'm very excited about this show because I got two very special guests from the Facts Not Feelings podcast. We got Trae Beauchamp and Antonio Ortega. I'm going to bring those guys on right now. How you guys doing, man?
What's up, y'all? Oh, yeah. Bash is
What up?
Facts over Feelinz, but yeah.
Facts over feelings.
You know, Tom gonna have to correct that. That's how you do.
Yeah, I don't want to get in my. I'm not going to get in my feelings for you guys correcting me. So.
Facts over Feelinz. But
Yeah,
thanks.
we got to brainwash ourselves. How you guys doing today, man?
Oh, we're doing great.
Great, bro. I appreciate you bringing us on here, brother. Real talk.
Oh, I'm glad you guys are here, man. I'm so happy. Yeah. So we got Trae and Antonio. How did you guys link up? How did you guys first become friends and know each other?
You want to tell a story, Tom?
Yeah. It was on Facebook. It was on Facebook. We had Facebook friends. I think I happened to go to his page and I see he lived in Piedmont. It wasn't too far from me. So,
right.
I was like,
This back in 2009, right?
Oh, wow, way back then.
One of them last Candlestick years.
Yeah, it was like 2 years left of Candlestick.
Maybe it was 2012 or something.
So I don't remember, bro. It was a long time ago. I know that.
Yeah, it was so long. Yeah. So I asked him for a ride and stuff. Went to the game. Came cool with him. He knows some of them. We know some of the same folks.
Right. All Empire family.
Crazy coincidence. He's half Latin, half black like me.
Okay.
He's 49er fan like me, so I was like, heck yeah,
So Trae, you're half Mexican?
No, I'm not Puerto Rican.
Oh, yeah, Puerto Rican. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not Puerto Rican, half black.
I know Tono over here is half Mexican. Okay, so you said you had that little half black, half Latino connection. That's cool. Plus, you guys,
right.
You're from Oakland too, right? Trae, you live in Piedmont?
Yes, sir. Yo, okay, no, I was from Oakland, man, but I moved to Piedmont as I got a little older. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well,
I was just gonna say
some of the few.
Because Oakland has that strong, you got the strong African American culture, but you also got the Latinos that evolved and moved in later on. So you got both. People are always hitting up the taco stands over there and everything at the taquerias, and got that good Mexican food. Yeah. So
popping always.
So I asked this question last time we had Antonio on the other day, and we got Trae on today. Living in Oakland, growing up in Oakland, how did you become a 49er fan?
Well, for me, it was pretty easy because I moved to Oakland. I migrated to Oakland, I'll say, back in 1990 from New Jersey. So when I came here, there was only one team in the Bay, and that was the Niners. Mm-hmm. So my grandfather was the die-hard Niner fan already. So as soon as I got here, he was like immediately, you see that guy right there talking about Joe Montana. See that guy right there talking about Jerry Rice. These are the best players you're ever going to see. And I'm telling you, this is 1990. You know what I mean? And I'm watching this. And then from there on, I was just stuck. You know what I mean? This is a fan from there on. How could you not? It's greatness. You're watching greatness in front of you. You know what I mean? Literally. And as a kid, I was 11 years old. I was sold. You know what I mean? So from there on, I've been a fan. So
there you go. I don't know. You had a little hiccup while you're talking, but I could hear you just I don't know, the connection was
Yeah.
slowing down just a little
And the
bit.
Raiders
But
wasn't here.
I could get what you were saying though.
So even when they came back, it was too late for me. Like, okay, I live in Oakland, but still, Niners is my squad. Roll a little bit from here on out. This is it. You know what I mean? So, die hard.
So coming out from Jersey, what was that like? Did you feel like you were in a different world moving to California?
Okay.
We can't hear you, Trae. You know what? I might have to. Let me remove him and bring him back. And then I'm gonna add you back to screen. Start talking, Trae, because I couldn't hear you for a second.
Yo.
I hear you, Antonio.
You hear me?
Yeah. I couldn't.
Something up with your connection, Trae.
Yeah, I lost. I think we lost
What now?
each other for a minute.
What now?
Trae, you know what you can do? You can leave the stream and come back and come back. Maybe that will work. Leave the stream and come back. On the bottom it says leave studio, but then you can click the link I gave you and then come back. It'll probably fix it. So who we got in the chat? We got right here. Over here we got Amin. I'm gonna show this comment really quick. Amin the Dream in the chat says, Bashar, congrats on 100 subscribers. Keep up the grind. Can't wait to watch the show also. Yeah, we're here, man. If you guys don't know who Amin the Dream is, he's a regular caller on the Cone phone for Grant Cone. He's only 13 years old, but he's very knowledgeable about the 49ers. He has his own YouTube channel, and he definitely knows what he's talking about when he talks about the Niners, and he's really enthusiastic.
Okay. I'm in the dream. It's Antonio Ortega. I'll check out your channel and all that, man. Subscribe. Let's go, man.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely subscribed to him. He's a big supporter of this channel. We have Ryan. Let's see what's up with Ryan. Ryan said, I was raised in Concord during the 80s. My grandma wouldn't have it any other way. Your grandma was probably a big Niner fan, and she had you raised properly, I take it. With me, in my case, I had no relatives to show me the way, really. I mean, it was just my brother that became a Niner fan, and I just followed in his footsteps. So that was kind of how it worked. And I think Trae's going to be coming back in a minute. Yeah, so he's just setting up. But what's going on with you, Antonio? Any thoughts today? Or
yeah, man. Deandre Hopkins threatening to retire because he doesn't want to take the vaccine. And I say, just retire, man.
It benefits us, right?
Do it. Just do it like Nike.
He probably doesn't like playing in Arizona, I take it.
Yeah, man. Like, they claim like, oh yeah, Kyler Murray this and that. They didn't even make the playoffs last year. They did not make the playoffs.
I'd say Kyler Murray. I do Kyler Murray, man. He, as much as I hate the card, I think Trae's trying to hop on. It says, let me see if I can add him to the stream. I'm trying to add Trae to the stream and circling. Hopefully we got you in. I hope your connection's good right now, Trae. What's up, Trae? You hear us?
Trae.
Oh, there you go.
Let's see.
We hear you good now. Trae.
Tra-la-la-la.
You're on my stream. I hear you.
Yeah, I got y'all.
You guys hear me?
Yeah,
I got you.
it's right before you hopped on, Antonio was talking about DeAndre Hopkins, how he's threatening to retire. Did you hear about that?
Can you hear
at
me?
all, or-
Yeah,
We hear you. We hear you, bro.
I can
Can
hear
you
you.
hear me?
We hear you. It was weird because when we were doing the setup on the little practice run for the live stream, everything was running good, and then we go live, and all of a sudden, for some reason, his whatever he's doing with his connection, I don't know, it's not going like.
Yeah, I heard
before.
about that, man. But can you hear me, Tom?
Yeah, I can hear you a little better right there. Right there, I can hear you. See, now I can't hear you. I don't know how the reception is like that, but y'all hear me? I'm here.
I hear you good. You're good, Antonio. Just that. Okay. I don't know what happened to Trae's connection because when we were live going on before this, he was okay, and now his connection is not going like it was earlier.
Yeah.
Why did here we go. Why did the 49ers... Are you guys familiar with... Ryan has a question. It says, why did the 49ers cut Deshaun Hall before training camp? Who are they making...
Can y'all hear me?
A little bit, slightly.
You're like slow. It's lagging when you talk, bro. It was just like it was doing earlier.
I don't know what's wrong
If you're on a laptop,
maybe,
Trae,
you know what, let me
Trae, if you're
try
on a laptop,
hold on.
try going to a different room and come back if you want. Are you familiar with who Deshaun Hall is, Antonio?
No, I actually never heard of him, to be honest with you.
I don't remember him either. Ryan, well, who's this guy? I never heard of this guy. Deshaun Hall? Is he an undrafted free agent or something?
As
Or
long as Juwan Jennings makes the team, I mean, as long as he makes the team, like I'm actually good with that.
you're talking about Juwan Jennings? Now.
Backup safety.
I don't know who Deshaun Hall is. Ryan, tell us who he is. I never heard of this guy. I follow all the acquisitions and who we pick up and everything.
Jalen Hurd, number 3. Juwan Jennings. Richie James. That's probably our 5 right there.
Oh, you're talking about the receivers, though. This guy's talking about Deshaun Hall. I have no idea who that is. Ryan, who is this guy that you're talking about? Yeah, hopefully Trae comes back and his connection's fine.
Y'all don't know like where he's at. Good, but my connection is pretty. I mean, you're clear to me, but are you?
Yeah, you're fine with me too. It's him wherever he's at. Earlier today, when we were first live, before we hit live, we practiced him. He's the defensive end. I don't know we even have. Well, if he's a D end, it's a really tough competition in terms of who we have on our roster. We're just stacked with defensive linemen on our roster, as everybody knows. We had who we picked up, Arden Key, and then the other guy from the Raiders, the D tackle.
Oh yeah, what's his name?
From University of Michigan.
I forgot his name. He had a lot of potential.
Yeah, he's. I'll get his name.
Maurice Hurst? No, something Hurst.
Maurice Hurst, yeah, Hurst. So we picked up Hurst, Arden Key, and then we picked up that other guy from the Panthers, the other D tackle.
Yeah, so basically,
Kerr. We picked up Kerr from the Carolina Panthers. So and then we have D Ford supposedly looking healthy now, according to Fred Warner.
Hey, we can go 7 deep on the D line.
Yeah, we have tons of D linemen. So if we have an undrafted free agent at D line, it's just if somebody gets cut early, it's not a huge surprise. If I think Trae's coming back, hopefully he's back and he's good. Let's see if I can try to bring him on. But yeah, let's see if Trae's back. Trae, man, I hope you're good, man. I don't even hear the guy. I don't know what.
I don't know.
There you are. I hear you there. All right, okay, there you go. I hear you. I was gonna suggest if it's still going bad, try moving your laptop to a different room because earlier we were fine. I don't know what happened.
There you go.
Live, but
there we go.
Okay, yeah.
Yo, little tester.
Room because earlier we were fine.
Yeah, right.
He's been in the league for 2 years. But what team was he on? I never heard of this guy, Ryan. I mean, you seem pretty high on him, but I never heard this signing even announced when we acquired him. I mean, he can't. I doubt he's as good as Arden Key and Maurice Hurst and Kerr, those 3 other defensive linemen that we picked up.
I hear you loud and clear now.
As backup D tackle, that's pretty damn good.
Yeah. All right, so Trae, you good, man? You're looking kind of slow with the connection with your movements. I was going to suggest for you to trade him if I try to move to a different room. Maybe if your Wi-Fi is not good where you're at with your laptop, maybe move to a different room and it'll probably sound better. It'll probably work better. Yeah, we want to get this thing going, man. I feel that's all good, man. You're good. I don't know what happened to him. He before we went live, everything was like perfect, and then boom, we go live, and all of a sudden we can't hear him good. I don't know why.
Oh, no, damn it.
Yes.
We don't interview. I don't know what the fuck. We'll knock it out. We'll still do it. Hopefully their reception.
Oh, Team USA played today in basketball, huh? Didn't they?
Yeah, they got upset.
They lost again, huh?
Yeah. Well, I don't know about again, but they lost. Durant only had 10 points.
What? Durant only had 10 points. Wow. And I'm just saying they lost again because in the preliminaries in those exhibition games they were losing.
Yeah.
And that's not a good look for Team USA basketball. So they lost to France, huh? Yeah. France won 83-76. Wow, that's embarrassing. Yeah, once Trae comes back, we'll be kicking with the Niner talk, no doubt. I want to make sure he's back. Otherwise, I might have to restart a new stream and do it a different time. But I don't want to do that, though. I know his connection was fine right before we started on the show. I'm not high on him, but let me just see what he says right here. I'm not high on him, but why would you cut him before training camp if you weren't making a move?
Crazy stuff.
They're probably making a move at a different position is what they're doing. They probably had something in mind for a different position. Not sure, but I mean, if he's an obscure player, obscure players are the first ones to get cut and they go the quickest. It's just how it is in the NFL. It's just how the business goes.
Not for long. That's what NFL stands for. Not for long.
Exactly. And you know what? This team now, we're going to be cutting a lot of good players. I mean, we're going to be talking about training camp battles once Trae gets on. And there's, it's not like in the NFL just because you get cut or released, say third or fourth week of preseason. Well, it's only 3 weeks now, but if you get cut or released, it's not like you suck. I mean, there's a lot of good players, especially on this team this year, that will be getting cut, will be getting released, and people will say, why this, why that? At the end of the day, it's a numbers game. You can only keep so many players. I believe the roster is going to be 55 players now, as opposed to 53 because they added the extra game. So there's a little bit more wiggle room. But if you think about it, if they're adding an extra game, I just thought it'd be better to add even a few more players on the roster. Definitely. And I hate it even when it was 53 men on the roster. We were only allowed to suit up 47. Just I don't know what the new rule is now in terms of suiting up players, but I never understood that rule at all. I just thought it was a stupid rule,
That's for sure.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Man, I want to do this show.
I know, man. We're waiting for Trae to get on. I don't want to get into the good topics of conversation until he's on. The whole idea was to have him on as a part of this.
Oh yeah, we're gonna knock it out.
Who else? If anybody else is in chat, anybody has any questions?
Trio.
Yeah, anybody else has any questions in the chat? Feel free to let us know.
My boy Trae, we do a podcast together. Facts over feelings. We love it.
Yeah, man. I was gonna say I was looking for the newer episodes. I saw episode 16 up on your podcast for Facts Over Feelings, and
17 through 20 just got released, but number 18 is messed up.
I didn't. But when I pulled it up for some reason, all I saw was episode 16 as the latest one. I'll try pulling it up again and see if I can pull up the newer ones. But I definitely enjoyed listening to you guys' podcast. I want to talk more about it once Trae gets back on, though. Trae should be coming on. I'm assuming. Well, I suggested for him to just move his laptop and go to a different part of the house where he possibly has a better connection. Sometimes if you just restart your computer, boom, everything kicks in and works. And one reason why we didn't start on time, because I was using a different camera, and that camera was working good, and then it went out, and then I just switched to my regular webcam. So that was one reason why we delayed here. I had a little bit nicer camera working, but it just wasn't set up properly, though. Yeah, so what running back would you put? Let's see what he's saying. Ryan's got another question. What running back would you put in the practice squad if the Rams might poach them? Man, the running back's a crowded house, man. That's just a tough position.
I know we got Elijah Mitchell. We got the
Gallman.
We got motherfucking Wayne Gallman. We got Raheem Mostert. I know Jeff Wilson's out, and we got JaMychal Hasty. I don't know if he's out there or not, but we got to make sure none of those guys go to the Rams. That's for sure.
I liked Hasty a lot last year.
You want that to happen.
I really liked JaMychal Hasty a lot last year. So a lot of people, it's funny because when you mention certain players that weren't drafted by us, or we just pick them up as scraps or whatever from cuts from other teams and they're undrafted rookies, a lot of people think that if they do well for one or two games, they just see it as a fluke, or they just see no potential in that player just because he wasn't drafted. But when I saw JaMychal Hasty play in the Niners, he looked like an excellent fit for our zone scheme. Grant Cohn had put up some videos of him running in our system, and JaMychal Hasty, in my opinion, looked excellent in his own scheme. He just knows how to pick which hole to go to. He has a proper patience to wait for his blocks to develop, and he has that burst of speed. They were comparing his running style in the zone scheme to the way Marshawn Lynch ran in the zone scheme. Marshawn Lynch, as much as I don't like him.
Hey, I was gonna tell you a story. I was watching with a friend of mine and his cousin, and it was against the Seahawks, I think, and then. I saw the way JaMychal Hasty ran. I was like, he reminds me of Marshawn Lynch. And 7-8 seconds later, Tony Romo says, hey, he runs like a baby Marshawn Lynch.
There you go.
I knew it.
Well, the thing is with Marshawn Lynch, it's like he had so much power and he was so hard to bring down. But for me, it's not necessarily the power aspect of JaMychal Hasty's running. It's just the fact that the way he can bounce around and shift around to each hole and then burst. It's almost the same style. And let's see, somebody says, what's up in the chat? We got Niner Gang Podcast. What's good, Bashar and Antonio? Always good to see other people doing 49er Media. We really appreciate it. Thank you for coming on. We have our boy Trae from the Facts Over Feelings podcast, along with Antonio. he had some connection issues. He's going to be coming back though. So when he comes back, it's going to be a lot of fun. So stick around for that.
What's up with
Thanks for watching 90 Game Podcast. I'm definitely subscribed to you. So
subscribe to you too, man.
Yeah, but the running backs, man, it's just now we got Elijah Mitchell in the mix, who I haven't really watched in college.
He's a running back too. He's a speedy running back.
Yeah,
he our Darren Sproles type.
Man, I liked it. And last year I liked, even though, and again, another no-name obscure player. But for me, it's not always about the name. It's about what I see on the field. And the past 2 seasons, I liked what I saw a lot from Jeff Wilson Jr. Not the biggest guy, not the fastest guy, but he runs with power. He's good at the goal line. Kind of sucked last year. I forgot what game it was and who he played, but he had one it might have been in the Saints game. He had one really, really nice touchdown run. And the moment he landed and crossed the end zone, he freaking messed up his ankle or something like that, and he was out for the rest of the game. So that was kind of disheartening to see that happen to Jeff Wilson Jr. But now we got Gallman, and Gallman's supposed to help him out a whole lot.
Gallman's a good vet, though.
Yeah, Gallman was a great pickup, and not that many people are really talking about him just because we drafted Trae Sermon, and Trae Sermon I think is a really good pickup. Who knows what he can do? Some people think Trae Sermon is just going to step right in and be the workhorse, the number 1 running back right off the bat. I don't know if he's that good.
Peterson out there.
What's up?
You're gonna be Adrian Peterson out there. No.
Oh yeah. Well, actually, you mentioned Adrian Peterson. Jeff Wilson Jr. Grew up watching Adrian Peterson. He knows his family. They're from the same part of Texas. We got Rolls Royce in the building in the chat. He says, Little Curry in the house. I'm going to bring Trae back in. Trae looks like he's ready to go. Hopefully we're good with Trae. What's up, man? I think you're better now, right?
Yeah, I hope so, man.
Oh, you sound good and you look good, man. Everything's good. Thanks.
I hear you loud and clear now.
We hear you loud and clear, but he left. Where'd he go, man?
I had to go close the door. I was up.
We're missing you, man. Where'd you go?
Hey, not bad, man. I guess I was too far away from the Wi-Fi, I guess. So
you're really good right now. Everything looks and sounds good, man. Good to have you. All right, so we got Antonio and Trae in the building. Basically starting the show from scratch now.
Yeah, my bad, man.
It's all good. All right, so these two guys are a member of the Facts Over Feelinz podcast.
Yes,
just
sir.
You guys have the mics right now. Tell everybody what the Facts Over Feelinz podcast is all about.
Well, shit, we both real huge fans, obviously. Tone we want to do for a while. He decided, something we should do together, since something we talk about every day, all day is sports anyway, right? That's all we talk about. So shit, we might as well be talking to each other. We might as well talk to y'all. You know what I mean? Because we know what the fuck we talking about. That's a fact. And we choose to go with our facts over people's feelings, because people be all in their feelings all the time. You know what I mean? About what they teams and how much we get it. But we choose to deal with the facts. You know what I mean? So
FOF, Facts Over Feelings.
Facts Over Feelings.
But what do you guys talk about in general on the show? What would I expect to listen to hear if I clicked on the podcast?
We'll get more into relationships at some point, but just anything out there, man. Political, music, we just love it. We dish in the freaking.
I mean, we pretty much, man. We speak on pop culture. I mean, it's majority of it's sports dominated. To be honest, you know what I mean. We're big sports fans, so we talk about majority of sports. You know what I mean. Of course, heavy Niners, heavy A's, heavy on even the Warriors, because Tone is a Warriors fan. I'm a Laker fan. And then in general, we talk about sports. Period. Everything that's going on in sports. You know what I mean. Everything that's going on in the world. Things that are affecting people. We talk about it all. You know what I mean. We get it all in, but sports dominated though. You know what I mean. And
I did hear a lot of hip hop influence on the show, and I hear you guys talking about the hip hop versus battles that's going on.
Indeed.
And one of the episodes I heard you guys talking about the E40 versus Too Short battle.
Right.
And I definitely like that. I love hip hop and rap music as well. More about the older hip hop though. I'm not big on the new stuff out though. But
yeah, no, I feel it, brother. I mean, it's the golden era.
Yeah, without a doubt. We have somebody in the chat I want to say what's up to really quick. We have CG Ruthless Sports. What's up, man? Thanks for hopping on.
What's up, man?
What up, brother?
Yeah, so we got the boys from Facts Over Feelings, and while you were gone, we were talking about the camp battles, and we have the running back position going on. Well, what's your take on who we have at running back currently, Trae, and where do you see these camp battles going supposedly?
I mean, honestly, man, as long as we got Maserati Mostert back there and he can stay healthy, you know what I mean? Yes. We in good condition. I mean, our backfield is deep. You know what I mean? Kyle loves to run the ball. So I mean, as long as we got some horses back in that stable, man, we gonna pound that rock like we supposed to. Get them receivers open. You know, I mean, it's a good battle though. I mean, it's right now, like I was saying earlier, man. That's a great problem to have that many running backs back there, and you know, because we definitely can use them all because we need them.
But you mentioned Mosterati. That's what our radio announcer always says. Not the main guy, but the D-line. Tim Ryan.
Right.
Yeah, former Chicago Bear. He's a color commentator on the 49ers radio network.
Indeed.
The Mosterati. He's always pumped up when Mostert gets a big run.
Raheem the Dreams. I call him Raheem.
But is he a number one running back though? Do you think?
He's like a 1A or somebody's 1B.
Yeah, right. I can't. He can't. He's not durable enough. You know what I mean? He can't carry the team for the whole season. We've seen that already. You know what I mean? He has to have help. You know. So.
But he's got that crazy burst, that crazy explosion, man. To get those long runs, especially when he get in that Packer game. If he could repeat that,
hey, you know who Raheem Mostert looked like against the Packers in the NFC title game? He looked like Giannis against Deandre Ayton.
Oh, there you go. Oh my God.
Hey, when you were gone, so now we're gonna jump back to basketball really quick, just for a quick second. I remember this because you hit me up yesterday. You said, "What time does Team USA play?"
Yeah.
I heard they lost to France, man. What's up with our basketball team?
All right,
man?
I knew I was gonna have. I told my son that last night. I said USA gonna get their ass whipped by France. Watch. I already knew.
Man, I'm sorry. This isn't. I mean, I know we're 49 podcasts, but. Man, that's embarrassing. Kevin Durant.
Rudy Gobert is on that team, huh?
Gobert. They got Tony Parker. They got a lot of NBA players on that team. They do, but still, you got man, KD, Tatum, Lillard. Come on, man, you got to stop. Draymond. I mean, come on. I don't know. But
underachieving, man.
Super underachieving. It's ugly. Ain't no gold medal this year.
That's very embarrassing, man.
Yeah, it is embarrassing, bro. It really is, man. I mean,
yeah, especially with Kevin Durant on that team, man.
Come on, man. Come on. I mean, that's why I wanted to watch it because I kind of expected. I'm like, oh, they got France game 1 because France they favored to win it. Denver, Spain. You know what I mean? So,
yeah. So back to the running backs. We have Trae Sermon. We drafted Trae Sermon. Now going into the draft, I'm sitting there. Let's get a speedy wide receiver. Let's get a burner. And here we are. I'm thinking the last position we're drafting at during the draft is running back. Because we're just stacked with running backs as always. But our running backs kept getting hurt, though. As much as I like Jeff Wilson, I mentioned him earlier. He got hurt. He got hurt on his own freaking touchdown. He scores a touchdown and he gets hurt. Mostert gets as great as he is. He gets hurt. And here we are. We're drafting running backs. We drafted Trae Sermon, Elijah Mitchell.
Yeah.
What's up?
And what's the name is hurt too. Wilson's done for the season, right?
Well, Wilson, when he got hurt this offseason, they were lifting weights, doing leg day. I guess he was training legs too hard. Sits down in the locker room, and then he freaking stands up and it pops his knee. But they said they're expecting him to come back in the season at some point in time.
At some point, right? But I mean, that's why we got to have a deep backfield though, because shit like that happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. I don't know what it is with our team and injuries, man. It's the most annoying, depressing, irritating thing I've ever experienced as a sports fan. No, is our talented 49er team just constantly getting injured.
Yeah, right.
But I talked about the drafting running backs. Where do you guys see Trae Sermon doing this year? What do you guys see him doing?
He's going to be a perfect thunder and lightning to Raheem Mostert, and then Wayne Gallman, a little change of pace. Elijah Mitchell, a little Darren Sproles, please. I think he can be that for us.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I think we just got a bunch of depth, man. Just use everybody. Like, don't give nobody 300 carries. Maybe Mostert sometime. Maybe like Mostert 230 to 250 range.
I mean, I think they're gonna split time regardless, just because that's the way our backfield works. You know, they're definitely gonna split time. They have to. You know what I mean? Because and it depends on who got it going. You know, most of start getting it going early in the game. They might use them a lot more. You know what I mean? Depends on who's hot at the time. And that's the way Shanahan kind of looks at his offense. You know what I mean? He'll ride the hot hand, as we know. So.
Yeah. So Joe if you guys know who Joe Shasky is, I'm Butcher Boy from 95.7.
Definitely.
Very, very passionate 49er fan. If you think we're passionate, this guy's like yelling and screaming his lungs out over the Niners every time he talks about them. Yeah, and he mentioned it that we haven't had a bell cow at the running back position for quite some time. Right. So hopefully maybe Trae Sermon becomes that bell cow that we can depend on. And, you know, who knows, maybe he emerges as the 1B. But Gallman's got some decent power too. He's it's great, really good that we picked him up. So I'm really excited about our running backs, without a doubt.
We got crazy depth, y'all.
And Antonio's just walking all over the place. I don't know what he's doing.
He's taking a stroll.
Not bad. Not bad.
I was about to utter an EPMD hip rap line from one of their old songs, but I'm not going to get into that. It says "Take a Stroll." I don't know if you know what song I'm talking about, but I was going to repeat it. Man, so what else we got going with the battles? I think our linebackers battle is kind of interesting too, because who's going to emerge as the third linebacker? We have.
It's gonna be you buck them. Is it how you say it, Tone? You buck them.
Samson. Well, they have Samson Ebukam. Well, see,
Yeah.
they have. I forgot to mention Samson Ebukam earlier because we were talking about defensive ends and D tackles in our D line when you were gone.
Okay.
Samson Ebukam, as much as he was a linebacker on the Rams, they have him working like almost strictly as a pass
DN,
rusher,
yeah, like a
DN
DN.
in OTAs and mini camps. So
Well, right now
maybe that's what they've been having him put his hand in the ground, working with the D lineman, working with Kosirik like the majority of the time. Now, if you need him to drop back in coverage, he can do it, and there may be some certain sets. Every now and then, the Niners do that little trickery where a DN will drop back in coverage, or a D tackle may drop back in coverage. Yeah. Remember when Kinlaw got that interception? He dropped back in coverage for a second and got a little pick six.
Kinlaw Island.
Yeah, but the linebackers. So we locked in Fred Warner. Awesome. He's going to retire as a Niner.
Definitely. Greenlaw's
coming into his own. And I was mentioning to Antonio, like, hey, we just signed up Warner for this big contract. Let's hope that Greenlaw doesn't get too good, because if he does, then he's going to demand big money too.
You want him to be like in the middle, not too great, good
Greenlaw got a big upside though, man. That boy he got a nose for the ball, man. I mean, I like him a lot. He's still young and he's learning, so he might. If he stay on the right path, man, I could see another Patrick Willis and what's his name type of thing, Bowman type of thing with them too. You know what I mean? Because they both real solid like that. Of course, Warner, you already know he's arguably the best linebacker in the game. People can say a couple of the kid up in what's his name, Seattle's pretty good too. But pick and choose. Yeah, him too.
In terms of, so we have Aziz Oshire.
I like this guy too.
Linebacker.
I like him too.
And the other linebacker next to him is Demetrius Flanagan-Foles. They're going to kind of try to battle out for number 3. A lot of people were mad that we got rid of Quan Alexander. A lot of people wanted us to bring him back. I've been hearing, why not try to bring Quan Alexander back? Undrafted free agents, we picked up Justin Hilliard from Ohio State, the Ohio State University. A lot of people say he's a sleeper, but he did have a lot of injury issues coming out of college. And you guys familiar with that guy, Justin Hilliard?
No, I'm not familiar with him.
Not really, not at all.
From what I heard, he was really, really good. The problem is that he had a lot of injuries.
Well, shit, we like those players for whatever reason. Lee Shanahan.
Exactly.
Trent Baalke. Hey, y'all remember Trent Baalke?
I don't want to remember Trent Baalke.
No, hell no, I don't remember him. Yeah, let that guy go where he get.
He always got injured players.
Let me throw up what Rolls Royce David Royce is saying on the screen right here. He's saying Quan missed 1 million tackles.
He did.
Quan.
He did miss a lot of tackles.
He's too much of a risk.
If he just learns to play more within control, Quan Alexander can be much more effective. Right. But one thing about Quan Alexander, he did miss tackles, but I'd say this though, he brings a lot of energy to that defense.
Indeed, and that was
his leadership and his getting everybody hyped. What was it? The Hot Boys?
That. Yeah, they missed that.
Hot Boys.
Right. But see, within that scheme that they had though, he fit great in that scheme because he had people to protect him. You were sitting right next to goddamn Fred Warner. You know what I mean? So you had help out there, you know what I mean? So, but now Quan
Alexander's like the equivalent of like a baseball player that hits a lot of home runs but strikes out a lot, you know?
Yeah, true that. So like Johannes Cespedes.
Yeah, for the A's, local A's, yeah.
Yeah, it's baseball. You fail if you fail 70% of the time, you're an all-star or something.
You're still good, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. That's kind of like how Quan Alexander kind of is.
Right.
In baseball, you'll be a Hall of Famer, Quan Alexander.
Yeah, you hella stupid.
Yeah, but so there's one more linebacker I want to talk about who's I'm going to pull his name up in a second. The reason why I'm bringing him up is because that You guys know who Larry Krueger is, right?
Oh yeah,
KMBR.
definitely.
Yeah, he used to be on with them. Yeah, he used to be on with Gary Radnich all the time, and he's a former NFL scout actually as well.
Right.
He's really high. I haven't watched this guy at all, but I've read a little bit about him, watched a little bit of his videos, and he's really high on this undrafted free agent that we signed, a linebacker rookie, Elijah Sullivan out of Kansas State. He just kept going on and on about him, how he thinks he's going to be a sleeper and he thinks he's going to challenge to be the third linebacker. So
Elijah Sullivan, huh?
Yeah, so we'll keep our eyes on him and Justin Hilliard. What's up?
Well, he was undrafted.
He was undrafted. Him and Justin Hilliard were both undrafted free agents. They're kind of seen as like sleeper type undrafted free agent linebackers. So maybe one of them challenges.
Sometimes you find those diamonds in the rough, man. You know, shit. A lot of players been undrafted. So give them a shot. Let's see. You know.
And speaking of diamonds in the rough, our team, we just sometimes find those players in the 4th and 5th round. It's not necessarily a first or a second round draft pick. That's going to be. Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Right. Third round.
That's what I'm saying. They find them. You know what I mean? They bring them.
So we pretty much talked about the linebacking core in camp. We talked about the running backs. Where are you guys at with our wide receivers in general? Because maybe we keep 6 wide receivers or 7. Not sure how many we keep, but there's a lot of names in that mix, without a doubt.
There's
right?
a whole lot of names.
Hey, look, you have your 2 obvious starters: Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel, Jalen Hurd, number 3.
If healthy, hopefully.
If healthy, Juwan Jennings, and then Richie James. That's 5 right there. Then you got the undrafted dude. Forgot his name, Aldridge or Cambridge or something like that.
Austin Watkins. He's Sammy Watkins' cousin.
Oh, okay. I think that's him. Yeah.
And they also still have the OG too. What's his name?
Mohamed Sanu.
Sanu.
I'm not high on him.
Me neither.
I know.
He's a body in camp. You know.
Yeah, he's actually been working out a lot with Trey Lance. They showed a lot of videos of him working out in general, and they even had a video of him on the treadmill just going super fast and sprinting on a treadmill holding a football.
Sanu?
Sanu. He's like holding the football, sprinting on a treadmill. And, props to him for trying hard. But, we have Jennings in the mix and we have Jalen Hurd in the mix. And I heard a lot of good things about Jennings in minicamp at OTAs. They said he got in a lot better shape.
Yeah, they were
he
talking
looks
about
a lot better.
Yeah,
and I've always been high. I don't care what any hater wants to tell me, and anybody wants to tell me I'm stupid or I'm dumb or the guy sucks and he's weak. I don't care how many times the guy gets injured. He's healthy right now as we speak.
Right.
Everybody's saying he's healthy and he looks really good.
Jalen
Hurd, when he was in training camp with Deebo Samuel, Jalen Hurd was who everybody was talking about more so than Deebo Samuel.
Right.
So watch out for him, man. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Number 3, that's my boy. That's my favorite player on the Niners.
I mean, that's me. Me and Tone been high on Hurd for a long time, man. We remember we always say the one game he played in, man went up and scored 2 touchdowns. One handling touchdown, we ran him over. Then he went up and got one. You know what I mean? So I mean, he's showing it with his skills. The boy can play when healthy. Obviously, he used to be a running back.
Former running back at Tennessee.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Former running back at Tennessee, 6 foot. When he was running back, 6'4", 240. When he was playing for us in the preseason, he was at that running back weight, 6'4", 240.
Right.
He played one wide receiver one season at Baylor. Right off the bat, if you see his clips at Baylor, he knows how to separate. He knows how to run routes. And learning how to run routes isn't something you're just born with. You just do right away. But for some reason, he picked it up.
Work on that.
He picked it up. He's got excellent quickness and agility and good speed for his size. He's, sky's the limit for his potential, just as long as he can stay healthy.
That's the whole thing.
I mean, I really like the pick at all. It's unfortunate, very unfortunate what's happened to him in regards to the injuries. But you could say that about a lot of players on our team too. It's just so funny because some of these Niner fans want to trash talk Jalen Hurd so damn much, but then they praise everybody else on the team. Well, all those other guys get injured too now.
Right. Both of them.
And then the day you play football, you're going to get hurt some way or another.
He's injured a lot. Deebo does.
We're not playing chess,
It's the nature of the game, though, man. It's just part of it, People got to.
And the only guy that hasn't really been injured is Fred Warner. He hasn't really been injured.
True that. Knock on wood, because we don't need that to happen.
Oh no, definitely not. And as much as Kittle is a beast, as awesome he's on the field, he gets injured too.
A lot, he does. But you see how hard he goes, though. So I mean, he's a monster out there. So I get it, But he plays hurt, and all y'all play hurt.
And now that we're talking about playing hurt and everything else, I'm going to jump into the quarterback situation.
Oh boy.
Last year, See, a lot of people think that I'm hating Jimmy G, and I hate whenever I talk about Jimmy G and the whole Trae Lance thing and how much by midseason and towards the end of last year, I was saying we're going to draft a quarterback. We need to upgrade. People were telling me we don't need a quarterback. We got Jimmy. We don't need a quarterback. We got Jimmy. People are throwing all that at me. You're a hater. You're a hater. Look, I want what's best for the team.
Right.
If you consider that a hater, then label me as a hater. But I'm not bringing it from hate for myself, though. I'm just saying I know that we need better. If we have somebody that the teams are stacking the box on a constant basis, and his only answer is a 5-yard pass or a 10-yard slant, or just throw the ball or get sacked, I mean, I'm sorry, we need better. What do you guys think?
Well, I agree on a lot of those things. He reminds me, no disrespect, but he is very Alex Smith-ish at times. You know what I mean?
Alex Smith.
Yeah, right. It's kind of kind of he gets hot feet and then doesn't know what to do with himself. You know what I mean? Gets kind of confused. It seems. You know what I mean? He gets frazzled. You know what I mean? Too easily. You know, and but he has the tools though. You know what I mean? When he sits back in the pocket and he can find somebody, he'll find it. But it's just under pressure though. He's still. To me, he's too old not to have that part down yet. You know what I mean? I understand he hasn't had a whole lot of playing time, but that just comes with just not having pocket awareness, and he has none sometimes, and that fucking drives me crazy. You know what I mean? Good quarterbacks have that, though. You know what I mean? The great ones have that awareness. They know how to get in and out. You know, and that's the part that kind of bothers me about him. You know, so. But besides that, he can win, but you know.
Yeah, I mean Jimmy G. I mean, I think we can win with him because we have gone to the Super Bowl.
Right.
First 5 games, he was balling out of control. He was picking apart elite Jaguar defense with Jalen Ramsey and
when he first year.
Yeah, they had a bunch of dudes. They had about 7 or 8 Pro Bowl caliber players on defense, and Garoppolo picked it apart.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? He went to Seattle when we needed him to win the division. At the end of 2019, he didn't have a great game, but he made enough plays and he made throws with his arm too. So, you know what I'm saying? He pitched a damn good game. Shit. You know, Trae Lance obviously is the higher upside player.
It's the future.
You know,
my thing with Jimmy is
like I told Bashar in the last episode I was on, I think he'll be like probably the 8th game he'll probably come in.
Depends. It just depends on the schedule. How we doing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What I want to touch on Jimmy is why didn't he just stay as a 2017 quarterback? If he stayed as that 2017 Jimmy G, we would not be having this conversation. We wouldn't have traded whatever picks. We wouldn't have, been talking about Trae Lance or whatever. But unfortunately, he just, even though we made it to Super Bowl in 2019, he just wasn't. In 2019, he was surrounded by greatness in all phases of the game.
True that.
So I think a lot of that overshadowed what his weaknesses were. But in that Super Bowl, towards the fourth quarter, the Chiefs were like, okay, we're going to stack the box on you. And it seems like every team in 2020 used that same recipe toward Jimmy. Stack the box. He does not know how to respond. And that just destroyed me. And on top of that, we were talking about injuries. That's why I brought up the whole injury thing in the beginning of the quarterback conversation. Where was Jimmy when he was cleared to play in the last game or the last 2 games?
Yeah, right.
He's medically cleared to play and he's not playing. But then Kittle ends up playing and he was injured, So I don't know. That just rubbed me the wrong way. I'm sorry.
No, I hear you.
Yeah.
Well, it's a copycat league, man. So everybody, once they figure out how to play a player, everybody's going to pick up on that and run the same thing at them. Especially if they know it works. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's what they did with him. So, but you know what? This year he has a chance to prove himself one last time. So we're going to see. True. You know what I mean? We're going to see what he does. He has the opportunity here. He's healthy. Everybody else is healthy around him. He got all his weapons. So now there's no excuses. Either you go out and ball out or the kid's going to take your spot. One or the other.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. But, hey, I think he's going to surprise people. If he does stay healthy, I think he'll have a Pro Bowl caliber year.
If he stays healthy, you're right. He has everything around him. It'd be hard for him.
I don't see how he would fail with the talent we have. I'll say that much. I mean, if everybody's healthy, I mean, you're going to be a pretty bad, piss poor quarterback to fail with all the tools that he's going to have.
Exactly.
Yeah, and the defense that we have a healthy Bosa coming back on defense. Come on, now.
O-line is solidified now
Yeah.
too. You know what I mean?
I mean, the thing about Jimmy is a lot of fans had this misperception in his head that like, oh well, he sat behind Tom Brady, so he's got almost a Tom Brady ceiling. And I'm sorry,
Nah.
what we've seen of
Brady's
Jimmy
dope,
so
man.
far, he's about to be 30 years old. It's pretty much
Tom
his
Brady's
ceiling
dope,
in
man.
my opinion. That's how I look at it.
Yeah,
Unless he just steps up this year and proves us all wrong. I mean,
that's it right there. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out this year. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So,
and I'm just going off his resume. His resume
Indeed.
tells me right now that
Hey.
he hit his ceiling, and this is what we have in Jimmy G. He can
Right.
play pretty good here and there. He's not gonna sit there and throw for 350 yards every other game or so.
nah.
You know, he'll be decent.
not
He'll
that
be
guy.
a slightly better game manager at times. You know.
24-9 record, but hey, hell yeah, man.
But that's the thing, though. He wins. That's the one thing he does do. He wins.
Okay.
When he's
So
out
you
there.
mentioned the kid earlier. Draft day. How did you Trey? How did you react?
Oh
when
man,
they announced
I
Trey
was
Lance?
talking. I was on the radio that day. Me and Tom, we was all over the place that day. That was just pure excitement. I was at work, so I couldn't watch it. But my girl, she called me, and she had the what's it called, the iPhone on, and was watching it on the TV while I'm at work. But regardless, we was excited as hell, to say the least. All of us.
And you guys share the same name.
Oh yeah, exactly. You know, another Trae in the Bay, baby. You already know. Trey Day. For sure. And you Tom know how we both wanted Trae. We both wanted him from the beginning. You know what I mean?
Oh wow.
But yeah. Soon as we figured out we made that pick. I mean, to make that move to move up there, we was like, oh yeah, we knew what we was doing. We wasn't falling for the smoke and mirrors of all of that kid from Alabama shit.
Mac Jones.
But what about Fields? Then you guys thought that we'd get Fields, or?
I mean, I wasn't mad if we did, but we were. I was higher on Trae.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All in on Trey Lance. One of them.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I was a little higher on Fields mainly because he was the guy playing for the bigger name school.
I get that.
That was part of it. I liked his arm a lot.
Right.
But when I watched the two of them, though, I'll say this: Justin Fields at points in times took a lot of big hits.
Big hits.
I never saw Trey Lance in any other film that I watched where he takes a big hit.
Yeah, you're right.
If anything, I've seen him shake off tacklers.
Yeah, because he's big. You know what I mean?
Okay, hang on. Listen, Royce said something in the chat. He said, Bashar, tell them about my reaction. Well, if you go back to my first episode, I had Rolls Royce on as a guest. Early in the show, I played his video reaction. If you want, I can play it right now, but I've already played that before, though. I mean, it's funny, though. Definitely go back to my first video, my first interview with Rolls Royce. In the very beginning, I play his reaction before he has a pretty funny Trey Lance reaction. And it shows a lot of like the Niner passion and how excited he is.
Dope, dope.
Trey Lance, what I love about Trey Lance is the first time I saw his videos, and this is before, right around the time I was still really wanting Zach Wilson, but once I realized we weren't getting Zach Wilson, I was leaning towards Justin Fields or Trey Lance. For me, I was kind of like 50-50, but it was mainly Justin Fields a little bit more, in my opinion, just for the fact that he played against bigger schools. That was the one thing that stuck out.
You're right about that. I get that.
Yeah, but other than that, I mean, I never saw a video where Trey Lance. We're talking about how Jimmy gets rattled, Jimmy gets flustered, he panics sometimes or whatever. Like, and it's so funny with Jimmy because, like, when C.J. Beathard stepped in and played last year, at least C.J. Beathard had the awareness to throw the ball away if there's nothing there.
Right.
Why take a 10-yard sack?
He was taking it third. They was pounding C.J. Beathard. That's a tough kid, man.
I think CJ should have grown up trying to play linebacker or something. I don't know. He's not fast, but he can take a pounding. The guy, man,
he definitely can, man.
Yeah, poor guy, man. He was just taking hits left and right.
Jeez.
Yeah, that rookie year too. Remember how many hits CJ took that rookie year?
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Over the years, man, he's been a tough kid. He been out there.
Yeah.
Hey, I remember seeing him in Green Bay. We went to Green Bay a couple years back to watch him play, and he was getting killed that entire game, bro. That Monday night, it was freezing out there too. But he battled. We almost won that damn game.
That was the game that he played really well in that game.
Yeah, he played. Yeah, but he was
exceptional.
Right. But we almost won that game, man. And but he got his ass whooped. But he battled though. I respected him after that. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, but about pocket presence, Trey Lance, everything I watched of him, excellent in the pocket. And people think that he's just a guy that's just going to run all day. No, he looks to pass first. He scans the field, looks to pass first. He has that running threat.
Right.
He's got that running threat in him.
Exactly.
But when I watched him, the first thing that came to mind was, oh, wow, this guy's like a bigger Russell Wilson. Like, he shakes He shakes off tacklers. He makes the right move to step away from it. Anybody's about to hit him, but in a bigger body.
Awareness, man. He has the awareness of all of it. You know what I mean?
A better Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson throws like a girl.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Oh, shit.
Russell Wilson's daddy.
Oh, this is crazy.
Oh man. So hey man, all I gotta say is I want the best for as much as if the coach says, hey, Trey Lance is not ready and Jimmy G's our guy for whatever, okay, sure, I want Jimmy G to succeed. I'm not gonna say
right, definitely.
I'm not I never say that about anybody whoever's taking snaps under center. I'm never gonna say I want him to suck because I want my team to win, Definitely. That's how it is. But but if we see that dude going out there and we see the same BS from Jimmy and see him not throwing the ball away, taking sacks, only throwing 5-yard passes, I'm sorry.
They're gonna be saying,
I'm sorry, but we might want to change.
Right. We gonna have to, man. We're trying to win games here, regardless. At the end of the day, so whoever gives us the best chance to win, man, that's who we got to roll with. So
next thing you know, we're gonna see Trey Lance warming up on the sideline and shit.
Yeah, we will. We're gonna see that this year for sure. We're definitely gonna see that.
And the fans are going to be on a short leash this season. If Jimmy G throws that whatever pick or pick six, you're going to hear the boo birds coming out. Especially
you already know.
You're going to hear we want Trae to the Bay chance, whatever.
And the cool part about it, Jimmy's going to throw a couple picks. That's for sure. That's guaranteed. Mm-hmm. That's going to happen early.
What with Jimmy? A lot of people don't realize this, but they'll look at his stats and say that maybe he didn't throw that many picks. He drops a lot of picks. The defenders drop his interceptions. Drop his picks. Very true. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it could have been a lot worse, actually.
Hey, but that's the same thing that is about Mahomes. Like a lot of people say, he don't have any interceptions, but he had the most dropped interceptions thrown last year. Mahomes.
Oh, really? Yeah. Maybe because he just throws so damn hard, huh?
Yeah, he's going out that cannon.
He throws it right to the defender's hands. They just don't catch
it. But if Lance could be our Mahomes, I'll more than welcome it. I'll
Oh my God.
I go nuts if Lance because of that good. I think Mahomes.
I can't wait to see this kid, man. I just want to see him play, man. That's why I'm looking forward to the preseason, to be honest, man. Because I really just want to see what he looks like.
Preseason's gonna be right. Only 3 games, but the preseason is definitely going to be something to watch.
Right. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait.
I'm going to the Kansas City preseason game. Any of you guys going to that one?
We went to the Raider one for sure.
Oh, you going to the Raider one? Okay.
We're going to see them.
We're going to that one for sure.
The Oakland Raiders. Well, now it's Las Vegas, right?
Well,
now they got the dance club with the DJ in Las Vegas, the little stadium.
Yeah, now they.
What's that? Antonio?
From the Bay to Mandalay Bay.
The Mandalay Bay.
You know what's funny? Because I think Mandalay Bay is the closest casino to their stadium.
It is. Yeah,
it is. Hey, I didn't know that. Go figure.
It is. Yeah. Well, because Mandalay Bay is like the first. If you go on the strip, it's like the first casino on the left-hand side, and the Raiders Stadium actually is on the left-hand side of the strip.
Yes, it is.
It's the closest to Mandalay. It's funny. Oh man, I don't like to bash on the Raiders too hard. One of my best friends, well, he's actually like a distant cousin of mine. He's like an older brother of mine. He's actually a Raider fan, but it is what it is, man. We all have somebody close to us who's a Raider fan.
Man, all of us, man. It's all fun, man. It's all good.
Yeah, Antonio, your dad's a Raider fan, and your brothers are all Raider fans, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so I think we covered a lot of Niner talk. I just want to get more into like the fandom talk. I like the audience to know who I'm talking to and what kind of fan they are. So I asked Antonio a few questions last week about his 49er fandom, and you guys can answer these questions. But these are kind of some of these questions I asked Antonio already, and I wanted to get Trae's answers on these questions. Like,
cool.
You're Trae Beauchamp, and you explained a little bit how you became a Niner fan from Jersey because it was because of your grandfather, right?
Right.
So you're a Niner fan in Oakland at what age? Like,
I was 10 years old.
So when you're 10 years old, you became a Niner fan. Like, how was it growing up with the Raider fans? And
it's funny because the thing is, the Raiders weren't here yet. The Raiders were still in LA when I moved.
They were still in LA.
So it was LA. So it was the only team here was the Niners. So they came back in 93, I want to say. 93?
95.
95. Okay. So they came back 5 years later. You know what I mean? So, but by that time, we had already, we won by another 3 Super Bowls, I think.
Yeah.
So, but regardless, so the Raiders really couldn't say too much about anything at the time because they was trash.
I remember at the time, there were Raider fans who were hopping on the Cowboys bandwagon.
Oh, my
And they're
God.
like, oh, yeah, Cowboys. And you saw all these people wearing all this Cowboys stuff all over the Bay Area. I'm like, I'm
90s,
sorry.
Yeah, you're
I
right.
grew up with one dude that was a diehard Cowboys fan. He was a Cowboys fan, hooting and hollering about the Cowboys a couple of years, but before I became a diehard Niner fan, so I knew he was a true Cowboy fan. But everywhere I looked, I saw everywhere in all this Cowboys crap. I'm like, I'm sorry, this is BS. This is like some bandwagon stuff.
But that's when they were really America's team back then.
Yeah.
You know
Was
what
that
I mean?
one of those 2 fluky Super Bowls,
Right.
1993?
Exactly.
All right, so what was your first Niner game that you attended, Trae?
First one I attended was I think I was older. I think I was about maybe 14, 15 because we had TO at the time.
Okay.
So I didn't really go when I was younger. I went to a lot of Giants games when I was younger, but I didn't get to Niner games until I was in my teens. So I think it was a Monday night game against Philadelphia.
There you go.
And I didn't get there the hell late, but we actually lost that game, you know. But T.O. went crazy that game though. When I remember, he had damn near 200 yards, but we still lost.
Yeah.
Jeff Garcia was a quarterbacking in the shit. But I never forget because it was my boy. This is a sidebar. I was taking him to the game because he was about to go to jail for a year. So I was like, let's have some fun with him before he goes to jail. but anyway, but we had a good time, man. So after that, I started attending games more regularly. Ended up buying season tickets, Candlestick for 3 or 4 years. That's when I met Tone, met all the Empire people back in like 2009 to 2013 is when we all really got really close and everything. So we went to Empire since then, and now, man, it's just like a huge family. And all of us, you guys already know how it is, man. It's just a beautiful thing, so. And
those tailgates were lit at Candlestick. Did you guys go to Polar tailgates?
Oh man, we were there all the time.
You know what's funny? I was there. I'm talking about 2008 to 2012 because I had season tickets in 2012. But sparingly, I'd go to games within those years, and I used to go to Polar tailgate all the time. I don't ever remember running into Tone or you, man. I wish I had ran into you guys.
We were always there. We got pictures. We got all type. We were there every week.
Yeah. Okay. Those tailgates were lit at Candlestick, man. Those were
I started going in 2010.
Y'all started
going in 2010.
Okay. So you said that the first game you went to, you lost, but what was like the first game that you went to, Trae, at the Stick where it really stuck in your head? It was like a great memory.
Oh man, there's so many, bro. You know what? To me, honestly, I'm gonna tell you my favorite game ever that I ever went to.
Okay, there you go.
It's my first playoff game ever at that. So it's Niners Saints.
Wow.
It's was it 2011? Alex Smith is quarterback. The catch. There's the catch. The Vernon Davis catch.
The catch 3, right?
Listen, man. I kid you not, man. I've never in my life experienced that much electricity and like energy in a building. That shit was just crazy. Like I'm getting chills right now talking about it. This shit was like, amazingly electric. Like people in the stadium was literally rocking. Like when Alex Smith broke down the damn sideline and you see
Joe Staley leading the way.
Oh my God, bro. That shit was amazing, bro. I never experienced nothing like that. And then they come right back. Drew Brees come right back and throw a touchdown to Jimmy Graham over the middle, knocks over goddamn what's his name? The safety that's on the TV. The other safety. I forgot his name.
I know who you're talking about. He had a really good game that game.
Yeah, he had a great game, but Jimmy Graham ran his ass over and threw the ball at the goalpost, started punching it. I'm like, oh shit, thought we was gonna lose. Then they come right back.
Talking about Dante Whitner or Goldson?
Whitner, that's who it was.
Whitner.
Yeah, it's Whitner. But I mean, that to me, man, I have never experienced nothing like that, bro. Especially when Vernon Davis caught that ball, bro. The stadium just went bananas. I mean, I never seen like it. People jumping on the chairs and shit. It was just mayhem everywhere, bro. It was electric.
And how about Ted Robinson's radio call, which I love to mimic?
Oh,
Alex Smith with the play of his life. Vernon Davis with the play of his life. Can you feel Candlestick? Woo-hoo. Eric Davis like woo-hoo.
How could you not feel that shit? That shit was, man.
Oh man, hearing that radio call just brought down chills up my spine. I actually had to watch that game when I was on the clock at work. I was on my computer.
Oh man.
And I had the stream going and I was pretending like I was working and I was watching it. It was. I had. Oh my god! It sucked because I wanted to jump up and down and yell and scream my ass off, but I couldn't because I was on the clock.
Oh man, that was.
And it was funny because I had this. Had the link to the game, and I was like, I was sending it as a private message to people. Like, hey man, if you want to watch the game, click here, click there, click there. It was funny, man.
That was a dope game, man.
That game was off the chain. I was actually at the game the week after
the Giants game.
That stupid Kyle Williams game. I was actually at that game.
Ted Ginn was supposed to be playing.
I wasn't there, man. That game. That's one of the games that broke my heart. Like bullets. Oh god.
And I was asking this question with Antonio last week about meeting players. Any special moments of meeting Niner players or any cool interactions with Niner players that you met?
Man, hell yeah, bro. I traveled to a lot of away games and shit. So we did a Dallas takeover back in 2014.
Okay.
That's when we had Kaepernick, P. Willie, all the boys back then. You know what I mean? So but it was a huge takeover we did back then. A close personal friend of mine, Amber Williams, she passed away. God rest her soul.
God rest her soul.
But she was, the Austin president, so she threw the whole thing together. So I had, most of you guys know Heat, Dave Canal,
I know, oh yeah, the rapper. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
So I had him come out with us. That was his first time he ever did a takeover, and he performed. Whole shit was lit. But saying that to say, we stayed at the same hotel as the Niners while we were there. Okay. So I got to meet everybody, bro. I met Patrick Willis. I met Kaepernick. I met Harbaugh. I met it was so many players, bro. I mean, we met pretty much anybody you could think of. We met there, man. It was amazing. I got pictures with everybody. It was amazing. Like, because this is when Kaepernick was Kaepernick. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. The good Kaepernick. The good Kaepernick. Yeah, right. Still the good Kaepernick by then.
Right. But this is when but back then we sucked that season. We went 8-8 that season. That was like pretty much the last good season we had. That was Harbaugh's last season. I think about it. But it
was the first year at Levi Stadium too.
Yeah, exactly, and that was off. Oh god.
Yeah. I was at the opening game at Levi Stadium, and it was going good for a while. Then it went bad at the end.
We started off 7-4. Remember 7-4?
Yeah. Were you at that game, Antonio?
Yeah. Antonio was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there too. I had season tickets that year. I had season tickets for the first 2 years. Shit. But
Levi's.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And we started out 7-4 and ended up fucking finishing 8-8, losing to the Reds.
I'll tell you this. So you mentioned Kaepernick, and you said that back when it was Kaepernick. That was back when Kaepernick was the good Kaepernick.
Yeah, right.
For me, this is my personal thoughts. You guys can argue my opinion or whatever. But for me, when I lost my faith in Kaepernick, or when Kaepernick started to anger me, was when in that Raider game, and like the first play of the game, he threw a pick, an interception.
Oh god!
In that Raider game, I'm like, whoa, Kaepernick, what's going on with you, man?
With him after that.
Oh man, that was that season. That was the same season.
That same season, mid-season, though. We were doing good, and then we hit the wall, and we just.
And that was in Oakland too, man. I'll never forget that shit because I was in line, still trying to get in the game, and you hear the crowd just like, oh, I'm like, what happened? Kaepernick was doing interception in the first play. I'm like, what the fuck? Are you serious? I'm like, come on, man. Oh god, and it was downhill from there on for the rest of the game, man. It was
that must have been tough, man.
Oh yeah, it was ugly, bro.
Then we got our payback on the Raiders in 2018.
Oh, you had that game, Antonio, at the Raider Niner game, the one that we lost.
2014 and 2018, I was.
Yeah, 2018. Yeah, Will was at that one too. Yeah.
Trae. So you were at the Nick Mullins game, huh, Trae?
Yeah, definitely.
How was the scene with? Were you and Antonio sitting together at that game, or?
No, we tailgated together, but once we get inside, bro,
how's the vibe?
Oh, it was great, bro. Oh my god, what? We whooped their ass that game. I ain't gonna lie, me and Tone was kind of wasted that game. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, why not?
Why were we wasted?
But it was great. It was a great vibe though. One of the better wins walking out of here. That's for sure.
Oh, yeah, it was. I mean, when they announced that Trae Mullins was going to be the starting quarterback a few days before the game, I was like, oh man, I think this is going to be another L that we're going to have to chalk up for ourselves. And boom, I'm at Buffalo Wild Wings just watching and cheering with Niner fans being all loud. There was a huge table of Raider fans like a few feet away from me, and they were quiet the rest of the game. And we had so much fun at Buffalo Wild Wings. I'm over here in Roseville. I wish I would have went to the game, but that must have been a fun game to go to.
Mullins had a good game, man. He balled out that game. Mullins balled.
I'll say credit to Shanahan. I credit Shanahan for that, though. He drew up just the plays perfect that game, had the perfect play calls.
Yeah, he did.
And that's what I was up with Shanahan.
Defense played well, too. Defense played real well that game.
Oh, yeah. Let me ask you this, because you asked me before we started the podcast if I've ever been to an away game. I don't know if Antonio's been to a away game. I know you have, but if Antonio's been to an away game. Okay, so Antonio, what was your first away game experience as a 49er fan?
It was 2018 against it was Halloween weekend against Arizona Cardinals. Oh man, NFC West battle. Bunch of Niner fans. I saw Richard Sherman's mom in the parking lot. You know, when she sees me, she says, "Hey, little Steph." You know what I'm saying?
Little Steph, little Curry.
Yeah, she's really cool. She's really cool. And, you know, and we end up losing, man. But they got a badass stadium. I really like that stadium.
You like the Cardinal Stadium? I've never seen it in person.
It's like a spaceship, bro. That's what it looks like on the outside. This is dope. It's nice.
Yeah.
It's probably like the only stadiums that are probably like better, maybe the Cowboys and Vikings, maybe. I don't know.
Cowboys, I never seen them like that.
Did we win that game? Or was it 2018? I think we lost.
We won that game against the Cardinals.
We lost that game to Rosen, right?
Fans out there, and they talk trash to the guys.
Wasn't Rosen the quarterback that game?
I don't know. I think it was Muller.
I think he was. I think we lost to Rosen twice that year in 2018.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. That's what I tell people who think that they're worried if we trade Jimmy. And I was like, look, what if Trae, I'll go back to Trae Lance, but what if Trae Lance just steps up and says, I'm the man right away? He takes command of the offense. His potential realizes quicker than anybody else imagines.
There.
I mean, and then, hey, I'm sorry, but at that point, if you got a good offer for Jimmy, you trade him, you're not going to have a $27 million backup right in the pine. And then people are worried about Rosen not being a capable backup. I'm like, look, we lost to Rosen twice. He's a first-round draft pick. I'm sorry, but if we had Mullins, who was undrafted, and CJ, who was drafted but should have been undrafted,
yeah, right.
Why can't we have Rosen as a backup?
Yeah, I'm not mad at Rosen as a backup on the real because he would do good in the Shanahan system, to be honest. Because the type of player, I'm not mad at him for a backup at all.
Yeah, I mean, he's not going to be the mobile quarterback that we would have in Trae Lance, but he has some other intangibles that he can bring to the table. He's definitely got a strong arm.
Definitely.
So. And hey, we got that strong running game to protect him anyways. And we got a lot of running backs, the wide receivers with their run after the catch abilities. You got Kittle. It's always easy for a quarterback to throw it to a safety blanket, his tight end.
Definitely.
So I don't think it's going to be that hard. I mean, you want your backup quarterback if he's going to step in to win half of the games. I think it's possible, especially with our defense coming out and Bosa being back. So you, Trae, what was your first away game as a 49er fan?
My first away game was that Dallas game in 2014.
Oh, really? That was it? Okay. So that must have been your best experience right off the bat.
No. Well, that and New Orleans. We went to New Orleans.
Oh, you got the New Orleans streets.
That was
Rolls Royce in the chat. He was at the New Orleans takeover as well.
Yeah, you mean 2019?
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
that one was epic, bro. That was up there.
One big party. In Party Town.
Yeah, Kittle just dragging players and
oh my God,
a la Mark Bavaro.
I'm not gonna lie though, bro. That stadium, I've never heard anything that loud in my life. I've never heard nothing like that shit. That shit was. They had a decimal meter, right? The decimal meter was up to 118 at one point. I was like, this isn't. But this shit was just like unbearable. This shit was crazy loud. I mean,
I'll tell you this though. When we had that Dallas takeover, like I at least saw that the cameraman, whoever was filming the game, took the time to show like the strong Niner presence.
True that.
Which was off the hook for that Dallas game. But the New Orleans takeover, you didn't see any. You're mentioning the crowd, how loud it was. They weren't talking about how loud it was when you watched the New Orleans broadcast. They didn't show the Niner fans in packs at the stadium. They didn't do any of that, So it was like almost like you watching the game at home. And
you never even know.
You were just thinking it's a regular New Orleans crowd, which is unfortunate. But I saw the pictures and I seen all the Niner fans, going, just showing up strong and supporting the team, and the numbers were big.
Yeah, it was hella people. I mean, it was packed. I mean, it was a whole lot.
We've been on here for about an hour, almost an hour and 10 minutes. And is there anything you guys want to talk about before we wrap things up, or anything you guys want to mention and plug yourselves a little bit more, or anything else going on that you guys want to talk about?
Yeah, podcast Facts Over Feelinz.
That's right.
We're gonna be starting the second season coming up.
Yeah, we'll be starting that around football season. Soon season starts, we'll be starting up with the new season as well. So, and that'll be season 2.
Yeah. If you're on, if you already have a Google account, Gmail account, just go to Google Podcasts. You can subscribe to them there. If you're iTunes or Spotify, I have all the links in the description below on the video description for this video. And I also have Antonio Ortega's YouTube channel. Definitely subscribe him. If you subscribe to me, subscribe to him. Subscribe to Facts Over Feelings. It's been a great show, guys. I'm really happy to have you on despite the hiccups. But now I know if I bring you guys again in the future, you know what part of the house to be able to get the good Wi-Fi.
We good.
And hey, I'll tell you this much: it was worth the wait, man. You having you on, Trae, was a lot of fun, especially having on with Antonio.
So appreciate
tons
you, man.
of fun having you guys on here, man. Without a doubt.
Thank you, man. We appreciate you, man. And make sure y'all go check out Facts Over Feelings on all your podcasts, wherever you get them at. We on all of them, like Bashir said. So. And Facts Over Feelings with F-I-N-L-I-N-Z. Feelinz.
Feelinz. Yeah, I have it all in the description, guys. All right, man. I'm going to close it out with my 49er-minded theme song. And for those of you who don't know, if you listen to the theme song, it's my voice on there. Even though I don't sound the same right now, but...
Hey, that's dope, though. Yeah. I like that shit go hard, though. I was bopping to earlier.
Hey, nothing gets me more hyped up than a 49er rap song, So
that's what's up. Dope.
Yeah, so... I'm going to close out with that song. Keep repping the 49ers and stay 49er minded. Peace out, guys.
Peace.
Come on, 49er faithful, let's get it.
Because it's 49er mind.
We got to do this one time for the Empire.
It's 49er mind. It's 49er mind.
We gotta get that brick by brick real quick.
49er mind.
Yeah, yo, we can't listen to them haters, man.
49er mind.
We from the Bay.
49er mind.
We them San Francisco 49ers.
49er mind.
We got that red and gold blood inside us.
49er mind.